ladies and gentlemen. My name is DJ Lynx, and welcome to the official KP party of Nino Chavez, Nino.com. And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage your future mayor. Make some noise for Nino Chavez.
Yeah. Hey, how y'all doing? If we could just kind of start by have everyone get up and kind of just move around just a little bit, just so we can see everybody. All right, fantastic. There we go. All right. Well, thank you so much for coming to the rally here. I know there was a little bit of confusion as to whether it was going to be in Paleto or whether it was going to be down this way. Regardless, I appreciate you coming down. Look, if you don't know this already, this city is going to be split into two, Los Santos County and Blaine County. And with that being said, there is a lot of pressure that is going to be on the shoulders of whichever mayor the city chooses to elect. Now, I think there's a lot of questions that might be going through everyone's mind. Number one, what is the mayor of Los Santos going to do for me? Number two, is the mayor that I'm going to vote in, is it going to be like the past regime, or is it going to look towards trying to make things better? Look, I have spent a lot of time over the last 3 weeks speaking to police officers, civilians, those that have been incarcerated, people at the lumber union, people down at sanitation, and I think each person has their unique set of problems, but I think one thing is pretty clear, is that the city is down bad, and it's in need of rebuilding. Now, there's a reason why we decided to put a website together, votenino.com, because the number one thing that I believe in is transparency, and you cannot have transparency without communication. You can promise a whole lot of things, and you can make a lot of claims, but unless you have a plan, and that plan is available for everybody to view and criticize and give their opinion on, then transparency doesn't exist. And we're hoping that this website that we got up can show an example of how things can be done moving forward. Now, the lumber union, this building that we're using, if you've never interacted with these individuals before, I very much strongly recommend you do. Many months ago, Kettleman, Wyatt, Arthur, I saw these guys making their way up to Paleto, chopping that wood, and beginning their adventure on building furniture for each and every one of us. And over time, they have built not just a thriving business, but a community that a lot of individuals now lean on. I think that they set an example for many others to do the very same. The problem is, some of you in the crowd may not even know where to begin to start building and establishing their business. You may not know how to put your business proposal in. You may not know the current status of it. You may not know where to get the resources needed in order to start building something up. With the help of Eve Summers, we're going to be putting together the Department of Commerce, whose primary goal is not only to review business proposals, but also be an asset for everybody to get their musicians that they might need, get the artwork they need, and have the guidance necessary to help you solve whatever problems you might have. I had a call earlier today by a barber that's operating down in the south side, and he's been struggling trying to get people down there. I mean, take for example this event. We didn't find out till the last couple minutes that a lot of people were under the impression that it was up in Paleto. How do we solve that, right? When we think lumber union, you're probably thinking, okay, up in Paleto or whatnot. Now, I think those small issues that we take for granted are the things that this Department of Commerce can begin to solve. It could be something as simple as being able to purchase temporary blips on the map for everybody to see. It might be something as simple as putting money into some individuals that might be able to come up with like a business brochure so that you can reference it to see where everyone's little shops are. There's plenty of them all over the place, but there's really no labeling. I think these are the simple problems that need to start to get solved. For those of you who are in law enforcement and those of you who have been on the other side of law enforcement, my administration is going to be spending a lot of effort ensuring that our legislation that passes in Los Santos works for the people and has enough clarity in it that when officers go and press said charges, they make sense. I think
Yeah! Go Nino!
there's been far too many times where individuals are thrown into incarceration and they ask the simple questions of why, and there's no response. I had an individual yesterday get pulled over in a traffic stop, and over a debate over whether or not he could take his mask off, he was asked to step out of the vehicle, was placed into cuffs, was brought down to Mission Row PD. Now, should that individual have been arrested? Did he do something wrong? Well, he disobeyed a lawful order. The officer needed to be able to identify him. But that officer, instead of questioning himself, did he need to do this? When the man compliantly stepped out of the car, he said, well, because I can, I will. That's not the kind of police force I want running in Los Santos. Community driven. Officers that you can speak to and reason with, I think can build a much better tomorrow.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Now, I don't want to stand here.
Police.
I want to stop bridging that gap between the police and the people. I think this red and blue mentality is not the way forward. Now, I can stand up here and talk all day about the things that I want to do, but I want to open the floor up for questions. So, for anyone that's got questions for myself and my administration, please, form a line right in front of the microphone, and we'll bring you up one at a time, and you can ask whatever you want.
Where's the microphone?
If you make your way right over here, you should be able to see it. It's a little shaky.
Oh, the one on the stage?
Yep. Up on up.
Hey, how you doing there, Mr. Chavez? You look good.
I appreciate that.
All right, is this thing on? Hello? I was made aware that the mayor will be able to potentially bring in a new chief of police. Do you plan on bringing in a new chief of police or removing the current chief of police, Barrick? What's his name?
Yep, that's
Barrick
his name.
Barrick something.
That's a very good question. I have spoken to roughly 15 officers thus far, perhaps even a little bit more than that, trying to get a gauge of how the current police department is looking. My final assessment so far is there's been a couple factors at play. Number one, Barrick's autonomy was taken away the moment the quota system was put in. Once the commissioner took his role, his autonomy was further removed.
What
now,
the fuck?
The problem that I have is I'm getting conflated opinions. Some think the current chief of police has been fantastic. Others feel very different. So my current plan of action is to enact policies at the mayor level and watch how the leftovers of the police department and the LSPD operate. And then based on that assessment, a new chief of police will be selected. So to answer your question, the chief is not going to be replaced on day one. I'm going to see how they operate under the new policy. And based on that, a decision will be made.
Are you going to appoint the chief, or are you going to allow them to vote for their chief?
Both. There's going to be 3 options that are going to be selected, and then officers that have been on duty full offices who have a minimum amount of time operating will be voting for the chief.
Thank you, future Mayor Nino.
Absolutely. Who's next? Any questions? You can ask anything you want. Oh, I see the line. Go ahead.
Hello, Mr. Mayor. My name's Clayton Jenkins, and I run a support group for people that love pixel tubers. Do you have any plans of letting pixel tubers be the official mascot of the city, and if so, why or why not?
I have no plans. Next question.
Thank you.
Is this shit on? Yo. What's good, y'all? J Murder, you heard. What's good, son? Yeah, so my question is, do you think the state should tax my weed and take hard-earned money out of my pocket? And it was kind of a two-part. Also, what are you going to do about the popo arresting my customers? That shit is really fucked up, fam. All right, that's it. All right, J Murder out. Y'all be easy. There you go, fam.
You're asking whether I believe the police should arrest you for selling weed on your block?
No. Hell no, fam. No, they arrested my customers for just coming to my business. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Well, look, yeah, if your customers are buying weed, you're gonna get arrested. I will say though, I think there needs to be consideration as to whether or not small amounts of marijuana should be legalized, and that is something I'm very open towards. I think having a handful of joints should not be an arrestable offense. Marijuana being illegal in small quantities while alcohol is legal, despite the fact that it's the cause for most deaths, drinking and driving, etc., is absolutely asinine. So, next question.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
All right, this thing on? Everybody hear me okay?
Yeah.
My question was this. I've sold a car to pretty much everybody in here. And every single time, the guys over at Camel Toe, they have to bring me the VIN so I can program the key fob and then pick up the car from the apartments. I mean, it's a disservice to everybody. Is there anything you can do about that?
Yo, that's too far, bro.
Okay. So your question is almost a federal level, to be honest. I believe your question was, when people pick up vehicles at Mosley's, purchase them, how do we make it easier for you? You want to remove the tow from delivering vehicles to Mosley's? Is that your question?
Either that or let me speak up. Either that or maybe a shuttle that we can bring the customer. I feel like we're doing the disservice. A lot of people come down, they don't have a ride. Maybe some sort of like shuttle where we can ferry them to get the car. I just feel like it's kind of like a multi-step process that throws a wrench in the gears when people want to get on with their lives.
Boo!
I'm gonna
Boo this man!
I'm gonna answer the question like this.
Hi, chat. Hi, Medi.
I think the one thing that is severely missing in Los Santos is we've gotten so fucking used to working to these local bosses telling us what job to take, telling us where to go to get that paycheck. And it has resulted in a almost drone-like mentality that is thriving above creativity and coming up with bright new ideas. So I think the real solution to that is How are you going to solve it? What tools can we give you that you can put maybe a business into play, or work with the tow union, or work with the boss down in at the tow lot to make sure that customers who are not getting what they need do get what they need? I know when I bought my bike recently, I spoke with shit. Well, let me pull up his name. What was his name here? Julian Turbo. I gave a call to the guy. He's a supervisor down at the tow lot, and give him a phone call, he went and contacted a couple tow people to make sure that my bike made its way to Mosley's. That needs to be happening more than, leaning on the government to, give you a new little application that, solves all your problems. So there you go. Does that answer your question?
Absolutely. Appreciate it.
All right. Anytime. Next question.
Hey, everyone. I'm Bob. I'm totally not doing this under duress or anything. Not me. No. What's your plan for the legalization of crack cocaine? Please don't hurt me.
Yo, that's a real good question, my jizzle.
I noticed that you're working for G6. Place has been absolutely deserted. I remember 5 months ago, anytime I'd go down there around this time, there'd be 20 people. There'd be a meeting. There was a community there. You go down to sanitation and, there's 2 or 3 trucks all working for the same, like for one crew or a different crew. I think instead of turning to crack, I want to put leaders in positions of all those state jobs and breathe some life back into them. Whether through a medallion system similar to the one that's in New York when it comes to taxis, or whether it comes to funding through the Los Santos budget, money that can go into like G6 to do private security. I think it's absolutely asinine that you have to go and spend $25,000 for a firearm when doing a $3,000 delivery of millions of dollars of pallets to the vault. These are the kind of solutions that I'm looking towards, so you don't have to turn to selling crack cocaine. Do not leave your G6 job to become a crack dealer or a crack addict. Just bear with us. We've got some ideas, and as you can see on votenino.com, we it's not just ideas. We put a plan behind it. Next question. I think I see Butch over there in the audience.
Yeah, I can't quite see the stage. I'll just come around
Yep.
here and maybe just kind of.
Yeah, go ahead. I can repeat the question for you if you want.
Okay, so I got a couple of questions actually. One, for law-abiding citizens who have their firearms license, I'd like to know maybe if the option for maybe something other than just a pistol would be afforded to us citizens. At least the ones in good standing, I figure, would be the ones that at least could be, talked about, something like that. Maybe like an AR, for self-defense, of course. How do we feel about that?
I am very pro-gun. It's why I want to see G6 rocking some pistols when moving millions of dollars to the vault, or perhaps a weapon for a teller at Maze Bank. I know these sort of things can sometimes line people to say, well, that's another target for some gang to rob. But I think, quite frankly, that's a very shallow way of looking at things. It makes us, view Los Santos as like it's like a fucking video game or some shit like that. I mean, if you want to protect yourself and you are a civilian, you should have the right to do so. And the last thing we should be doing is worrying about whether or not you become a fucking loot box. I mean, now I think it would land in the lap of the federal government as to whether or not you can get shotguns or ARs or all this kind of stuff, but I'm definitely pro self-defense.
Okay, and then I think my second question might be just how can we maybe, do you think maybe the banking system could use some improvements around here as a whole? I mean, do you think maybe some changes to the banking around here can be done for the improvement of everybody as a whole?
Yes, 100%. I mean, I'm gonna flip you a question here. The economy is very obviously in shambles. The police department's making anywhere from $3,500 to $4,500. G6 is making $1,300 to $1,600 contracts. Material costs are up to $10 a unit. The fact of the matter is, I think some brainlets were in charge of monitoring the prices of things, and it's why we have two economists who are going to be breaking down income per capita and getting a idea as to what the employment rates are across the board. And from that, we're going to be looking at what the expenditure is. We're going to be looking at what the expenses are and evaluating everything across the board in that respect. So, yes, there's a lot of changes. I don't have access to everything I need. But yes, things are in shambles, and that's one of the first things that we're going to have to tackle.
Like the sound of that. And my final question is, how are we going to hold the prior administration accountable for their crimes they committed to get us in this, financial burden that we all face today?
That is not really a question for me, but rather the current law enforcement agencies. I have no insight whether they have any ongoing investigations or not. And if I did, it wouldn't be something I'd be able to speak towards. Should there be accountability? 100%. I think instead of worrying too much about the past, we should think about the future. The justices spent a lot of time revamping the Constitution, giving ourselves a framework from which to grow from. And each and every person that is in the crowd has the ability to push legislation forward. And I don't think we should look at the recipe that was used over the last 6 months, but think about the next 6 months. Areas that need legislative change, they need to be proposed forward. My line will always be open, as will other members of my administration, and we're going to do what we can to make sure things get better. I think focusing too much on the past doesn't let us think about how to make things better for the future. So,
well said. All right. Well, that's all I had for you, sir. Thank you.
all right. Thank you. Any other questions? All right. Abigail, do you have anything to say?
Mr. Chavez, Abilene Contralto, everyone. If you have any general questions about different members of the team, you can feel free to ask any one of us. Myself particularly will be initially assisting in drafting legislation, compounding ideas together from different members and citizens of the state, and working to make the formation of new legislation a transparent process that is fair and balanced for everyone. Thank you very much.
All right. Okay. I'm going to leave it with a couple things that for you to chew on. We got to bring back stop and go. Number two, we got to bring back meaning behind the jobs that currently exist, the lack thereof. We got to rebuild the meaning of community in Los Santos, and that includes between the police department and the civilians. I don't want civilians to live under fear of gangs taking all your shit, but also not under the fear of law enforcement finding whatever reason they can in order to fuck you. Ideas need to be brought forward and need to be supported. I want to hear a lot more yeses and a lot less nos. This city it was fantastic and can be fantastic. And if you have any questions for me, I'm going to remain here till tsunami, and I can field them as needed. All right. Thank you so much for attending. I appreciate you. And like I said, give me a call. All right. All right. All right. So you want an AR?
Yes, yes.
What the fuck are you gonna do with that?
Well, listen, I have 3 passions, and that's guns, that's money, and that's my freedom. You know, I think that's a language we can all speak around here. You know, what am I gonna do with it? I'm gonna wear it on my chest, and then whenever somebody comes into the bank, they're gonna see me with that, and they're not gonna break my door down again.
Jesus. Well, like I
for
said,
self-defense, obviously. What do you think I'm gonna do with it?
Well, no, I believe it. I believe it. I don't like the idea that civilians shouldn't have guns because they're gonna fall in the hands of gangs. I think that's it goes back to the why keep saying no instead of saying yes.
I think there should be like a thing, right? So like, if you have that, then the idea is that seeing it and taking it is just a no. You should not take that. That should be like the penalty should be built into that, taking that lawful citizens level 3 firearm that he's like, worked a good like had to have a good record to have,
Yeah.
Like if they get caught with that, they can just probably kiss their freedoms goodbye.
Well, I mean, I don't think anyone would be necessarily like losing their freedoms, but I just, to the point
like that.
So I don't see the federal government opening up ARs anytime soon, but like in regards
lawful citizens who applied for like an AR license.
I don't even think I don't even think the police force is able to use class 2s yet. I mean, the problem is that even right now with there's already a lot of pushback on giving more easy access to class 1 firearms to civilians, and under the pretext of, well, then those civilians are going to be targeted for guns. But that's such a backwards way of thinking. You might as well just take away everything from anyone as well, what happens if? Fuck the what happens if.
I'm gonna shoot whoever tries to take it, so I don't think I'd have to worry about that too much.
Well, that's kind of what I'm saying, right? Like, if you are a civilian, you should be able to defend yourself against those things a little bit easier.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, we know what we should have is an NRA association, a firearms association to lobby for gun rights and whatnot. Is that a good idea? Sounds like a good idea. Putting it to paper, though, it's probably
that sounds like
practical.
A private club that you could totally create yourself.
Yeah.
That's essentially what the NRA is. It's just a lobbyist group that has members.
Lots of lawyers
privately formed.
Passionate about guns and whatnot. Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm not holding my breath for an AR. It's just like something I would like to have, I guess. Maybe just on the wall, or maybe a shotgun at least for hunting. I don't know.
Yeah.
All right.
Shotgun would be interesting. The way I see it is we got to solve the first set of problems in order to tackle the next one, right? So there's so many problems with gun reform. Like, we don't even have a proper gun registry yet. And
can we get shotguns for home defense?
That's what I'm asking here.
Yeah.
But no, I don't think we're ready for that as a society.
Yeah. So we don't even have a proper gun registry yet. And as a result, it's very easy for a civilian to get fucked over by the criminal negligent of a firearm under some bullshit of like, well, you should have known that you needed to take the report and this and that. So I want to tackle those problems before.
That has to be hit with legislation.
Yeah, exactly.
You voted in, Mr. Chavez.
Yeah.
Very important now. I think the change needs to happen.
Yeah.
So I think you've actually. I'm convinced. You got my vote on it.
Well, I appreciate that, Butch. Yeah.
Maybe we'll get some posters up in the bank too for.
Oh, that'd be fire! I like that. Yeah. This is
not
pretty.
Good at hanging up posters. Maybe you have one of your guys come by and hang a couple up.
Yeah, I think that'd be good. I think Twata is not like it's conducive, but like word of mouth goes a longest way. I mean,
I agree.
I think we want to make sure we build up the foundation for everything that's kind of lacking, and set a path forward. That idea is by the time we get out of office, we want to make sure there's enough there that people can build on top of. And It's kind of why I'm a supporter of Andy Jones as well. I think she's got a very similar mindset. It's very easy for anyone to go around and say, I want to do this, I want to do that, but if they don't have a fucking plan to do it, they're just farting out of their mouth.
What's your opinion of Bobby Charles?
The Baron of Senior Buns?
Whatever the fuck his title is.
That's what he called himself last time I met him.
I mean, Bobby's a fucking meme. You know what I mean? So.
Okay, you got my vote.
Yeah. Yep.
I mean, he's had my vote. I'm pretty sure if any convincing has been done today, it's been today. I'm surprised Kyle kind of dropped out of the race too for you.
Yeah, I want to talk to him about that. I think it's the same reason I don't think there's a lot of people throwing their hat in to begin with. I think the writing's on the wall. This is going to be a lot of bullshit to deal with. You know what I mean?
I think maybe you should work with Osvaldo as well. Maybe, I don't know. He seems to be interested in running as well.
Yeah.
He came to me the other day and was talking about it.
I tried that, but his answer was, Mr. K and Jaeger Demon Blood, I'll do whatever they want for them. And that was the extent of the conversation.
Wait, what? Okay,
Yeah.
all right. You know what? That's fine. That's fine. You got my vote anyway. I'm not gonna worry too much about it.
Yeah.
And when's that election start? This Monday, right?
I believe so. Yes.
Good.
All right. I'm gonna go see these guys had any questions. Yep. Hey. I appreciate you guys coming down.
Wait, what?
Oh,
hi, Nino.
Yeah.
Hey, Nino.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I thought there's gonna be like 5 people here because everyone went to Polito.
What do you mean?
Everybody go to Polito.
Cause like we were advertising word of mouth, like down at the lumber union, so people thought they meant the lumber yard.
Oh.
Yeah. Yep. But
Yeah, I honestly, if you guys didn't put out the exact picture of where it was, I would have had no idea where.
Yeah. Yep.
I know where this place is. This place is dope.
Yeah.
It is pretty cool.
Yeah, it's not bad. He's
So how you feeling so far, Nino? All things considered, there's like a few days left before voting starts.
I'm pretty confident, but you never know. You know, I think the votes come down to, Nino and not Nino. That's kind of the impression I've been getting. I've had a lot of like bad faith conversations, so that's hence why I've got the opinion.
What do you mean bad faith?
Well, kind of like I had a guy give me a call and he was like, "Are you gonna do this for me?" And if I don't say yes, then he's gonna vote for someone else. And
Trying to bully your vote.
yeah, exactly. So I told him to suck a dick.
You, yeah. You don't need those people anyway.
That exactly my thought. They're probably not even go to the poll.
Probably not.
Yeah.
No, I'm not gonna lie. I actually thought that no one was gonna contest you until today.
Yeah, I think Osvaldo put his hat in like an hour ago. There's someone else as well, actually.
Yeah, but to be honest with you, and this is not me like making a statement one way or another about who I want to win or how I think it's gonna go, but just if you're not campaigning and you're not putting in the work, you're probably not gonna get votes.
Yeah.
If Osvaldo didn't show up, it was basically a gimme to you.
Yeah. Yep. I think it's a good
See
thing.
how it goes now, though.
Yeah. Yep. Hopefully, well, it means we could have a debate now, which is I'm looking forward to. I was almost sad that there couldn't be one.
I mean, we can do one if you want.
Yeah,
I'm
I'd
not
love
angry.
one. Maybe over the weekend or something.
Debating is the backbone of this stuff.
Agreed.
I love debates.
When do you want to do a debate?
Over the weekend, maybe next tsunami sometime.
Like tomorrow?
Yeah, I'm down.
Okay. Yeah, we can do that. Let's see. Do I have court cases? I might have a couple.
Problem with
cases.
debates is that they're usually later in the day. You should have an early debate and a later debate.
Yeah, I have one actually for Little Tugs tomorrow. Actually, at
May, thank you
1
for the 3
p.m.,
months.
1 hour after storm, but we can probably do it after that.
Wait, there's a, yeah,
Yeah, Little Tug's a good guy. I like him.
He's a lovely young man.
He's a
He
good
ran
guy,
for
yeah.
mayor.
Really? Yeah, I took
He
most
didn't
of
win,
his
though, so-
information. He passes me all his notes. It's really useful.
Oh, that's good. So you know him pretty well.
Yeah, I know him. It's almost like him
He's a
and
nice
I are
little
one
guy.
guy.
What the fuck?
What does that
I don't
mean?
know about that.
Different people. I've never even seen you guys in a room together.
Yeah.
That's very true.
Yeah. I mean, you'd be surprised. Why'd you drop out, Fred? I was hoping.
My heart was never in being mayor. I didn't really want to be mayor. I thought that I did, but then after thinking about it, it's just not for me, because I'd have to be too much of a politician.
Yeah.
And me,
Yeah.
I kind of wanted to start my own private army.
Oh. Okay. Yeah, no, that's understandable. Look,
I campaigned for like a week, kind of, and then I just wasn't into it. I just didn't feel it that much.
Yeah, I mean,
being mayor would be good for me.
Yeah, I look
Too
transparent.
much paperwork for you.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fucking work. I'm gonna be real.
But
I think
would have loved debating you. That would have been. That's the only thing that I hate that I missed is I would have loved to go up on a stage with you and we could filibuster each other. Because I feel like you're one of the few people who will argue with me all day long.
Well,
I like that.
Well, I mean, that's the thing. I don't think a lot of people can argue. They just fucking say random dumb shit, and then I get pissed off and say they're brain dead. That's kind of been my my thing lately. My temper is a lot shorter than it used to be.
Oh, come on. You would have had fun debating me.
Well, with you, yeah, I'm sure.
That's because you're exposed to the public mind, you know.
Yeah, it's just like
I still say you would have been good, Fred.
Yeah.
Why I
My
asked.
heart was never in it, Anakin.
Well, I know, but like you still like. I mean, you ran the police departments, the sheriff department, all that. Like you had the background, you got the background, you got the experience, you got, you know.
Also
That's why I was
became
like
a
asking you to do.
terrorist and was a general in a foreign nation.
Exactly.
That's true.
But I mean, like, what I mean is like, you know, when I kept asking, will you run? Will you run? That's why, because like of all your achievements that you've done. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I remember. I remember one time I used to chase Nino around. I remember one time me and Nino had a private meeting and he had me shot.
No,
Or I
well,
was
what
shot.
actually happened was fucking Ray Romanoff, fucking dumbass misread. It was in
That's
case you
where
tried to put.
That's where you fucked it up by bringing Ray Romanoff.
Well, yeah, he was the only one awake, and then I had to convince him to dump his AK-47 into the water. He really didn't want to. But that was the whole tactic, you know, so you wouldn't think it was Denzel behind the murder.
I do have a quick question. I didn't mean to interject into your guys' conversation, but didn't get a chance to ask my question that I wanted to ask you real quick, Nino.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Please tell me that you're not going to designate yourself a commissioner.
No, I think that's idiotic, and I think it's first off, it doesn't make any sense. How do you pass legislation while equally enforcing it? That's a recipe for disaster. I will be trying to pass policy, right? But that's kind of the extent of it.
Gotcha.
I think the duties of the mayor are significant enough that there's no time to also run a police department indirectly.
Well, I hope you win. And like I said, you got my vote now. That's my one guy I was actually really wanting. But yeah. Play the dice roll.
I'm sorry I let you down, Anakin.
You did not let me down. I respect
I'm sorry
it.
I let
I
you
get
down.
it. You did not let me down, Fred. Don't worry. You didn't let me down. But anyway, thank you, Nino. Appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you know, you guys read the new legislation, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I guess I was kind of curious because like you guys got up there and you said that you're gonna do like transparent legislation processes, and I'm just wondering if you guys have actually read like the guidelines for how legislation pushing works.
Yes.
Okay. Are you just doing like your own extra transparent process then?
That is correct. Yeah. So.
Okay. All right. I just wanted to make sure that you guys like knew the mechanisms.
Yeah. We.
And also, a part of that was essentially reaching out to collect ideas from the general public, to, ensure they feel heard, and then bring that to everyone within the cabinet and the DOJ.
Yeah, I was more so just getting some clarification because I wanted to make sure that you guys were fully informed because it's just important that you guys know what you're getting into. So.
Yeah. It's I think the best way to explain it is We want to have our mechanisms in place that connect up with the state level stuff.
That's within your right.
Yep.
You're more than welcome to do that.
Um.
So also just some food for thought. If you do win, some stuff like weapons licenses and legalization of drugs, that can always be discussed, but that's kind of the purview of the DOJ. So, you know, if you do ever want to talk about that or make changes there, you're gonna have to probably talk with us about it.
Don't we?
We're more than willing to make room for you guys and your potential ideas and legislation you want to push. But
Yeah. I was under the impression we have the avenue to petition for those things, unless we're saying the same thing.
We probably are.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, like, we don't even necessarily need to go to like a full legislative session where you push for like potential like legalized class 2 weapons, stuff like that. I'm saying like you can approach us if you do win.
Yeah, absolutely.
And most of us are open to discussing things. So
Oh yeah.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I think Right, what kind of things are you actually we got Tsunami. Give me a call after Tsunami if you're free.
All right, we'll do. Yeah, we can meet up and have a little chat, Nino.
All right. Hell yeah. All right. I'll see you guys after the storm. Is that you, Snow?
Yeah. See you after the storm.
Yeah, that's Snow.
Oh shit. All right.
It looks good. He's been working out.
Yeah. Kind of looks like it.